I love how you walk through mist. I'll show you, and you will too. Watch. See. Isn't that incredible? I'll do it again. Look closely. The way the world disappears in an instant and reappears new and static. It's some kind of magic. Over and over, over and over. And of course, it's not the first to do this, and of course, it's probably, almost certainly, a trick born out of technical limitations, the computer just not able to give you all that in between, as evidenced by remakes and sequels granting its world a sense of continuity it was never born with. But however it came about, I find it absolutely intoxicating. It's such an evocative way to express movement and our relationship to place. One that's honest to life and honest to space in a way characters like Mario or Sonic can never express. They're honest too, I think, in their own ways. But Myst understands that we exist in a continuing, repeating series of stases. That we don't experience the world as one seamless, continuous thing. To the daily me, my apartment is less an apartment and more a series of locations, of micro places existing in this little room of mine. I exist in front of the computer. I exist facing the kitchen counter. I exist in the shower, and I exist in bed. Everything outside of these tiny places I spend every day in, that I've decided have some kind of use to me, is transitory. It's your favorite internet word, liminal. It's the same for work, the same for my time off, the same for when I go to the store. I'm here, I'm there, I'm some other where, but in my day-to-day, it's all the same. The same, the same, the same. I love how you walk through mist. Stand on your tippy toes, get up high. Things seem different, don't they? Crouch down low and stare up to places you normally are. There's this sense in either the gut or the soul or whatever it is that's in us, that the world has become novel and new, joyously unknown, until you stand back up and drop back down to the palms of your feet. That, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. Change the static view by an inch, and it's a whole new world. We just never really do. It's a little sad, isn't it? Or maybe melancholy is the word. Forget seeing the world. I'll never even fully see my apartment. I'll never have the complete picture of a single room. Always doomed, even if I try otherwise, to see it from set positions while missing others. What an awful and wonderful thought, don't you think? It's that inability to explore that makes the imagination happy. But that also means the imagination is only happy via absence. I wish life had more time packed in it. Enough time that I could really get to know a room as much as I'd like. Let me spend 1,000 years reveling in imagined nooks and crannies. It all reminds me of the short film Angel by artist Joseph Cornell. 4 minutes spent in silence, filming the statue of an angel from as many angles as they can. It's beautiful. One of the most profound 4 minutes in the medium. By the end, you feel like you know that statue better than just about anything in the world. That is, not at all. How could you? You're watching a video. How could you? You're staring at angles. Art simply can't capture it all. Break film down and all it is 24 frames a second. 24 static screens running by. But it can capture something important, which is what Angel does. All those little things to the side left unnoticed. Angel asks you to sit and focus on these single views without any action or clear purpose, screen and frame condensing so you can see it all in an instant, take in what you never would. The ripple of water, the swaying of leaves, those objects of beauty in our static screens of the everyday that we choose to ignore. And as art, video games are the same. They have, theoretically, the greatest potential for expressing our relationship to space. In a game, you can capture all of an angel. You can turn that statue into data. You can map out its every crack, splay its skin out into a flat texture. But we so love to emphasize the game in video game, to keep our eyes tracked on fun. Open world titles feature astounding expanses of carefully designed geography. My eyes are almost always glued to the minimap, running from objective marker to objective marker. There, the entire world becomes transitory, a sort of superliminal purgatory. And I think there's something to that. I think that desire for progress and release and meaning is why we allow so much of our real world to become semi-non-existent. After all, what does looking at a flower really get me? What does staring at the waves of wood grain do for me? I want the concrete, you want the steel. We all want the solid and heavy. And so it's by eliminating that transitory world, by deleting that time we lose to the in-between, that Myst finds its power. It's startling, it's destabilizing, like a hard cut in a movie. I was watching Jean-Luc Godard's debut feature Breathless recently. In that movie, every so often, time starts to skip. Small moments are taken away in the edit. A man walks, and in a blink, he's 5 steps further than he should be. Just like Myst, just like life, bits of time in the world disappear. They're small moments, but moments that are in some way deemed unnecessary. Moments we would delete if we could, and do, in the process of editing ourselves afterwards. In Dream Island Girl, the 1974 TV masterpiece by Shoichiro Sasaki, there's a scene where the main character, a young woman, is at a man's home. He owns a piano, and she begins to play it. "I found it," she says as the song plays. "I found it." The camera drifts. The present becomes the past. Cuts and place. Cuts and time. Cut, cut, cut. Everything, all cut up and confused in a flurry of static, moving moments and memories. Her past is his present, her school his home, her joy and her pain, notes on a piano. Proust's Madeline isn't confined to a food. It's in the word itself and the idea, in what is created in response to the smell. The Madeline is a memory of itself, and memories beget memories all the way down, as if notes in the song of us. That's the other thing about Myst and walking through it. It is ultimately a game about time, a game about the past, the present, and the future of a single place, moving through the history of this island in order to understand it. And what is space? What is place? What is movement, if not a playground for time? What are memories but screens in the mist? Those snapshot moments we've decided through arcane and unknowable reasons matter enough to continue to exist. I remember a mulberry tree. I don't know if it really was mulberries or something else, similar but different. But I remember the tree all the same, right there on the side of the hill that I lived on top of as a child. I remember picking its fruit off from the branches in summer and eating them right there, dirty as they may be. And when I remember this tree for reasons I can't explain and in moments that mystify me, I inevitably remember one of my favorite poems, Meditation at Lagunitas by Robert Haas.
All the new thinking is about loss. In this, it resembles all the old thinking, the idea, for example, that each particular erases the luminous clarity of a general idea, that the clown-faced woodpecker probing the dead sculpted trunk of that black birch is, by his presence, some tragic falling off from a first world of undivided light. Or the other notion that because there is in this world no one thing to which the bramble of blackberry corresponds, a word is elegy to what it signifies. We talked about it late last night, and in the voice of my friend, there was a thin wire of grief, a tone almost querulous. After a while, I understood that talking this way, everything dissolves. Justice, pine, hair, woman, you, and I. There was a woman I made love to, and I remembered how, holding her small shoulders in my hand sometimes, I felt a violent wonder at her presence, like a thirst for salt, for my childhood river with its island willows, silly music from the pleasure boat, muddy places where we caught the little orange silver fish called pumpkin seed. It hardly had to do with her. Longing, we say, because desire is full of endless distances. I must have been the same to her, but I remember so much. The way her hands dismantled bread, the thing her father said that hurt her, what she dreamed. There are moments when the body is as numinous as words, days that are the good flesh continuing. Such tenderness, those afternoons and evenings, saying, blackberry, blackberry, blackberry.
When I remember this, it reminds me of other moments in my past and my life, which leads to more art, which leads to more memories. I remember when I believed in God in some way and on some level, praying for tornadoes to not take us all away. And I remember a single panel of despair in the heart of Thomas. And I remember shaking in an earthquake and realizing I hadn't believed for a while. And I remember Somerset and Gauguin and reading Whitman and laughing until tears because I'd finally found it. I found it. I found it. Repeat, 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 until my whole life has been drawn out in an instant of a million snapshots, a montage, a scene cutting itself up, screens in a game, eliminating the transitions until all that remains is what matters, whether I know why or not. I suppose now I have to be honest with you, or more honest than I've been. I've never beaten Myst. I've barely played it at all. I've never even solved a single puzzle, and if I did, it's one of those many moments lost. What really made me think about this, what kickstarted this desire to make a video, every bit as trapped in these screens as I am, wasn't Myst at all. It was The Legend of Lotus Spring. Lotus Spring plays like Myst distilled, like taking its bones and almost completely excising them of the musculature of puzzles. Following the historical Xiangfang, returned to the equally real Yuangmingyuan Palace, you wander alone through history built out of your past, flashes of your time with a concubine reoccurring, almost inseparable from the present. It's a game that takes the movement of Myst and literalizes the strange connection between past and place, a grander history and object transformed into the map of a person. It asks for slowness, encourages waiting, demands an emotional relationship between the player and the environment as memories flood back. Memories that are the protagonists and not the players, but become the players because what's the difference between the two after a game has been played? The same life, the same actions, the same places, just played in a different format. It is a video game Madeline, a memory machine. That moment in Dream Island Girl exploded out until it's all there is anymore. The images that matter, the screens of the soul, so much of the world and yourself lost in the transition, forever doomed to the imagined and unknown. It's beautiful, it's simple, and it's true. An island of time, a palace of memories, a mulberry tree on the side of a hill, space forgotten and space ignored. All those things we will never notice and never know. God, God, God. Myst, Myst, Myst. Blackberry, Blackberry, Blackberry.